Hey, Uncle Roddus back. Just got in the door. It's been a rather big day today. Wow, record fair day. I've just got in the door. It's actually nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I've just driven home from the city, and I spent the whole day in town pretty much. Went to the record fair. I did some chores first up. Went to the record fair at 11 o'clock roundabout. Spent about an hour and a half there. Picked up a heap of stuff. Spent my budget. Blew my budget completely. Wow, had a set amount of money, and I spent the whole lot pretty much. Then I had to spend the rest of the day in town. I had some chores to do, and then I went to a gig after the rugby. I watched the rugby in town. Fantastic game of rugby, even though we lost. It was probably one of the best tests in the last 5 years. Yeah, pretty awesome game of rugby. Fortunately, the All Blacks lost. But man, what a cliffhanger of a game. So, I have a bag of records that I picked up today. So, let's pick them out randomly. Whatever comes out of the bag. Right. Felt. What is this? Actually, it says on the front. Southern US prog psych rock 2000 reissue of a 1971 album. So this is on Akama. I was familiar with this record via blog sites. Now, you know, there used to be a lot of blogs around that were putting up old, out of print, rare albums, especially a lot of psych stuff from the early 70s, and that there used to be quite a lot of those blogs. I used to download a lot of that music off those blogs. I think some of those blogs actually prompted a lot of the reissues that are getting put out nowadays, because they got quite popular, but they were, you know, stuff that was pretty rare, and I'd never heard of any of it. So I got a feeling that, yeah, I downloaded this, and I certainly was familiar with the cover and the name of the band, and I downloaded this at some stage, and had a listen and enjoyed it. So took a bit of a punt on that one. The same seller, I picked up this one. He had some really good stuff, this seller. Stephen, this is a New Zealand one. I didn't get a lot of New Zealand stuff, but I got some pretty good ones. I had to put some back. I mean, yeah, this seller had them. I could have bought another half dozen records off him, but I just had to draw a line because I ran out of money. He sort of cleaned me out. Actually, he was the last one I got to. Yeah, so Stephen, I think this is really an EP. 6 tracks, not particularly long. I'd heard of it. It's pretty Hamish Kilgore, I would think, isn't it? I heard it. I knew the band. I heard of the record. It's on Flying Nun, and it's from. Yeah, it is an EP. God, I don't know. What year is this from? No, I'd have to get on Discogs and have a look. Okay, right. Just cutting out the order they're in the bag. Right, another one off the same seller, Fraction, Moon Blood. So this is another one. Yeah, I remember this reissue. Oh, that's interesting. This is another one I'd seen on a blog a few years back. This is a reissue, also from 2012. There's something interesting going on with the cover here. Okay, so that's a big plastic thing, and then it slides out like that. Interesting. And there's the moon underneath it. Oh wow, that's cool. The lyrics, and it's just on black vinyl. So that is interesting. So I can't say much about it. Like I say, US California psych rock with down-tuned darkness of Black Sabbath and Venom of the Stooges. Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah. So actually, again, I think I'd actually downloaded this off a blog a few years back when the blogs were all going, and so I snapped these up. They weren't hugely expensive, so I mean they are second hand, but they look like they're in pretty near mint condition. So, excuse me. Oh, it's it's late and I'm tired and I probably shouldn't even be making this video. Okay, let's see what's next in the bag. Oh, again, same seller, Death, the all-black punk hard rock trio from Detroit in 1974. This is an issue. They never actually ever issued an LP. I have a couple of tracks on a compilation. Yeah, this is 2009. Yeah, issue of some stuff that was never issued. I think all they ever put out was a couple of singles originally. So that was cool. I mean, I'd seen that record once before and I didn't pick it up. This is the score of the day. Quincy Conserve Epitaph. I think this is their first LP from 1971. Yeah, it says in memoriam of the Quincy Conserve, 67 to 71. But I think what happened was they recorded this and then they disbanded and then they got back together again and they actually recorded like another 3 or 4 albums on Regal. And the vinyl looks, he did play a bit of it for me, it looks pretty damn good. This isn't their rarest album, this is probably their the one that turns up the most. I still paid a reasonable sum for it, but I've been hunting. I do have a compilation with a heap of good stuff on it, but yeah. This is probably the only one of these I'm ever going to find that I can afford to buy. But yeah, really pleased about that. I mean, I have some of the tracks on other compilations and stuff, but yeah, I couldn't leave that behind. I bought this for $5, and the reason I bought it is because it's my sex. It's the very first album, a copy of the very first album I ever owned, along with Split Ends, True Colours. For $5, I thought I'd give it a go, and I think the vinyl is in pretty good nick. Yeah, someone's name written on it. Oh yeah, this record belongs to. Can't quite read that. Anyway, so it's not the copy that I used to have, but it's in pretty good nick. I do have it on CD, but oh bugger it, I'll get the vinyl for $5. I mean, it is. It was a huge seller in New Zealand back in the day, and so you still see it around a lot. And you can usually pick it up for $10 actually, but although some of the conditions haven't been as good as this one. So pleased to have that finally on vinyl again. I've been tempted many times. Oh, this is a score. This is another one I have on CD, but The Front Lawn, Don McGlashan's. What was it? They can't think of the words. They travelled around and did these shows. That were, it wasn't just a live band playing. There was a bit more to it than that. I think Flight of the Conchords probably is something that's similar, in a similar vein. The Front Lawn. So this is their songs from the Front Lawn. So they have 2 albums out, and this is the first one. They don't turn up on vinyl all that often, and I didn't pay too much for it. It looks in pretty good nick. There's a few little marks here, but put that through the cleaner. So I absolutely love this band. I mean, this stuff. I've just got a little bit of gluing on there. It's the seams split along there, but that's easy enough fixed. So yeah, The Front Lawn. This is absolute classic Kiwiana. I mean, this does not get more Kiwi than this. Actually, this is fantastic stuff. Yeah, I think the second album had a couple of tracks that got a bit more radio play and a bit more famous, but yeah, excellent to have that. So that 3 good New Zealand scores. What else we got? Pentangle. Oh yeah, great. I picked up some Pentangles. These are a good price and a good condition. So the Pentangle. I think this was their first LP, was it? Yeah. I can't remember if I used to have a copy of this. I think I did. I picked up Cruel Sister yesterday and I showed that, but I didn't. It didn't play very well. Actually, it wasn't that good. Finally got around to getting myself a copy of this. This is Stevie Wonder's probably most highly rated album, Songs in the Key of Life, double LP. I only paid $20 for it. It looked like it's in pretty good. The cover's all tacked and the vinyl looked pretty good. So. The quality of a lot of the vinyl was pretty good there. There were a heap of Black Sabbath original New Zealand Vertigo pressings there, actually, which were tempting. But I mean, yeah, I've sort of been thinking about taking the plunge, but I haven't. I do have them all on CD. Some ECMs. I picked up some more ECMs. So here's Keith Jarrett Standards Live with the Gary Peacock and Jack DeJohnette, the trio. This is a really good trio. I think I have a couple of records, or at least one other ECM record this trio did. And although I'm not particularly into the standards, although Stella by Starlight's pretty cool. Not sure, Nat Adderley, not that sure, but I mean, these are pretty cool. It's actually, yeah. So ECM's always good to pick up, so add that one to my list, to my collection. And then another Pentangle. This was the Pentangle album that I used to have. It's got a bit of writing on the back, someone who used to own it. But the vinyl looks pretty cool. Give it a clean up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the one I had. This was the first album that I bought of theirs when I discovered them. Getting near the end of the pile. This is another ECM, the Epidemics. Now this is interesting. This is quite a late vinyl ECM. The Epidemics. The album's called Shankar, and it is from 1986. So it's right. This is probably one of the latest ones I've actually ever got. ECM 1308. Looking at it, it reminds me of some of the later Jean Garbarek sort of style of the cover, and that he got quite sort of spiritual sounding and new agey almost. So that will be interesting. But Steve Vai plays guitar on this, so that's pretty interesting. Shankar is actually the name of someone who plays on the record. Shankar, Caroline, Steve Vai, Gilbert Kaufman, Percy Jones on bass. Oh, there's no drums. Oh, this is here. So this is going to be interesting. Oh no, there's a drum machine. Yeah, this sounds a little bit different from your normal ECM fare, doesn't it? And finally, I think this is the last one. Oh yes, another ECM, Ralph Towner, Solstice. Shit, I was thinking about this when I was looking at it in the car later today, and I hope I don't have a copy of this already. I'm getting to the stage where I've got a lot of ECMs and that I haven't had a lot of attention from me, and yeah. So hopefully I haven't got that, but I don't think I have. So ECM from 1975, and it's number 1060. So yeah, I don't know. I'll find out when I get on Discogs and put these on. So there we go. So I think something like 12, 13 records I picked up today. So I certainly blew out my budget. So that is it. I have 2 records in the post, and that will be my lot for a wee bit, because I have spent way too much money on records like recently. So that's me. Happy hunting, people, and we'll see you again in the future. Cheers.